Hello there, and how are you doing? My name is Teacher Faith, and welcome to our channel where we learn and grow. I am so happy that you've joined me again today in Brain Adventures with Teacher Faith. Today, let's dive into the exciting world of our feelings and explore how we can be the masters of our emotions. Now, get ready for a roller coaster ride through the fantastic land of self-control. Our brain is like a control center. And guess what? You are the superhero in charge. Let's discover how to regulate our emotions and impulses, making sure our emotional roller coaster is both thrilling and under control. Our feelings are God-given internal signals that help us to understand our needs. When we know what we are feeling, it's easier to express it appropriately and meet our needs. What would happen if I had a car that didn't give me a signal of whether it needed more oil or fuel or if I was overspeeding? It would be dangerous, right? Yeah, because I wouldn't know what's happening in the car, isn't it? And I know some of you wouldn't even want to ride with me in such a car. In the same way, our bodies are like a motor vehicle. And just as a driver needs signals to meet the needs of a car, the same way we need our emotions to meet our daily needs. Just how the dashboard communicates to the driver, our emotions give us a signal of what we need and what actions to take. Remember, every feeling is like a message, and no feeling is good or bad. If a car kept blinking and showing that it needed more oil or we needed to fuel it, and then we kept ignoring it, what would happen to the car? It wouldn't move. Did you say that? Yeah, it will stop functioning, right? That's what happens to us when we keep ignoring our feelings. When we ignore our emotions again and again, we somehow get stuck. This is because each feeling communicates a need. Knowing how to identify, how to name, and healthily express our emotions is a superpower. Oh, yes, it is. Remember, you are not your feelings. Just because you're feeling angry doesn't make you a bad person. You can feel your feelings and let it go because feelings are energy in motion. If you were listening to music and you had a loud burst around you, what would you do? I would pause the music to find out what's happening. Would you pause your music as well? I thought so. Now, let's talk about the pause button. This is a superpower that we all have. Imagine you have a magical button inside your brain that can slow things down. When you feel a strong, difficult emotion like anger or hatred or vengeance or impulse to do something you might regret, press the pause button and take a deep breath. It's like giving yourself a superpower to think before reacting. Now, pausing to take a deep breath helps us to think before acting on something. And there you just discovered a new superpower. But here's a secret. When we embrace all our emotions, even the challenging ones, we open ourselves up to feeling the pleasant ones in a deep and meaningful way. But children, what do we do when we keep having thoughts that we don't want to have? This is a common challenge that many of us struggle with. Is it possible to manage unpleasant thoughts and feelings? I think so. Unhealthy thoughts can be damaging to our growth, our progress, and success in life. Thoughts like, I'm not good enough, thoughts to want to harm somebody else because we don't like them, thoughts to destroy things because we were denied something can lead us to make decisions that we may regret for a long time. Now, the process of switching our thinking affects our brain in a beautiful way. When we dwell on helpful thoughts, our neurons grow, and that makes your brain stronger. When we entertain unhelpful thoughts like, I'm not good enough, I hate so and so, I don't want to go to school, I don't think I'll ever be a good person, I don't think anybody likes me, such thoughts have the potential of somehow shrinking our brains. But did you know that you can change habits you don't like or unpleasant feelings or unhelpful thoughts by redirecting your thinking? How does that happen? Okay, let's imagine that your brain is like a garden, and the information that gets into your brain through the five senses, that is touch, sight, hearing, looking, and tasting, is grasped as a seed. And this seed of information germinates into a thought. And that thought grows into a feeling. And the feeling, when dwelt upon, grows into an action. The action repeated becomes a habit. A habit repeated transforms our character. So, what should I do if I want to have a different habit? I have to change my thinking. Why? Because you have seen that our thinking affects our feelings, and our feelings influences our actions, and our actions repeated impact our habits. They become our habits, and our habits repeated becomes our character. How does this look like in real life? Let's pretend that I'm having a hard time in school and I don't feel like going to school. I don't want to attend class because I didn't get the best marks in my exams. And this is making me feel bad about myself. What can I do? So I'm going to walk you through steps that I can take to help me redirect my thinking or switch off my thoughts so that I can be able to attend school again. Number one, acknowledge your feelings. I will say, I know I feel frustrated about the exam. It's okay to feel disappointed, right? And then I'm going to separate the failure from myself or from my self-worth. So I'll say, but I guess one test doesn't mean I'm not smart. It's just one thing that I didn't do well on. And then I will identify what worked, or I'll identify the positives. I did understand some parts of the material. Maybe I can focus on what I did get right. And then learn from my mistakes. I guess mistakes happen and I can learn from them. I wonder how I can do things differently next time. Then I will set realistic goals. Maybe I can set smaller goals for studying or ask for help when I need it. What do I think would help me to do better next time? And then I will be compassionate to myself. I'll be kind to myself. I shouldn't be too hard on myself, right? Everyone has tough times. It's okay to ask for help and try again. Do you think this is something you want to try? Is it something you want to practice? Okay, let's go through the steps together. The first step is acknowledge your feelings. The second step is separate the action from your self-worth or from who you are. The third step is identify what worked. The fourth step is learn from mistakes. The fifth step is set realistic goals. The sixth step is seek for support or seek for help. And then the next step is be compassionate to yourself or be kind to yourself. And then the final step is be grateful for what you've learned. Let's go through the steps again one more time. Acknowledge your feelings, separate the actions from your self-worth, identify what worked, learn from mistakes, set realistic goals, seek for support, be compassionate to yourself, be grateful for what you've learned. And last but not least, meet the super team. Now, every superhero needs a team, right? Yes. When your emotions feel too big to handle alone, it's important for you to reach out to your super team. Who forms your super team? That's your friends, your family, or a trusted adult. Sharing your feelings and asking for help is a superpower in itself. And here is an important reminder. Other people's emotions are not meant to define us. When someone is angry or sad, it doesn't mean that we are a bad person. Each person can feel their feelings and still be respectful. You can feel anger and still express it in a respectful way. Now, there you have it, emotion navigators. Remember, by checking your dashboard, that is naming your emotions, using your pause button, by taking deep breaths, switching your thoughts, and reaching out to your super team, you are equipped to regulate your emotions and impulses like a true superhero. Remember, every feeling is a superpower when we know how to use it. So practice using these tools, embrace all your emotions, and soon you'll become a master of your emotions. Your feelings are your allies. When you honor them, they serve you well on this incredible journey of self-control. Thanks so much for joining us in this thrilling adventure through the world of emotions. Remember, you are the superhero of your own story, steering your emotional spaceship to victory. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep rocking the amazing journey of self-control. See you in the next Brain Adventure, Brainiacs. Bye-bye.